Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to episode 28 of the CPA-fol podcast. Happy to see those in the chat. I'm sure everyone's going to start trickling in the next couple of minutes. But I wanted to actually, for once, I think this might be a first for the... We'll cut the music down a little bit. Don't want it to be that loud. For the first time in a very long time, I'm early. Finally early to the podcast. How awesome is that? You know, we take these wins when we can. I kind of wanted to do a little mini celebration because this is actually the first, or no, I should say, this is the last Saturday. If you're on my Instagram story, you saw that. This is my last Saturday where I actually had to work in the office just because it's been super busy, a lot going on. For those of you who are in the public accounting or finance or accounting or whatever space that is, you know that this is a very busy time of year where time is of the essence. And you can probably tell that just based on noticing that I unfortunately have not been able to post much content over the past couple of weeks, but that is about to change. I'm hoping by May is going to be sort of a comeback month, right before Brick World. And I'm just super excited for that because I have all this stuff that I want to do. I want to focus actually more a bit on shorts. So this can be like a little intro to what I'm expecting for the next couple of months with the channel, as I've certainly been very, very busy in general and not making as much content as I've wanted to. And even when I've had moments to make content, it's just like, so exhausted, not really sure if I can muster up the energy to make something. So very glad I've been able to keep up with a couple of shorts, couple of videos here and there. I've had some, actually, I shouldn't get too down on myself because we've had some pretty fire streams over the last couple of months. Of course, 2 weeks ago, we had Lego Men 360 on. That was so much fun. Awesome discussion there. A couple weeks before that, we had Brian Ellis, a Bionicle and Lego designer, which he is still set to come back in the next couple of weeks. Haven't set that down quite yet, but he did design some of your favorite Lego Star Wars sets of the late 2000s. And so I'm very excited to have him back on and talk about his experience there with designing some of those iconic sets. Very iconic to me, certainly. So I hope they would be very iconic to you as well. For those of us who were buying and collecting Lego Star Wars sets in the late 2000s. But got a couple comments. Cooper, yes, I did get a haircut a week ago from Monday Monday of this week. So it's been a couple days had this haircut, and yes, almost done with busy season. One more full week of going at it. Gonna get those hours in. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a grind, but we'll get through it. Always do. This will be finishing up my 7th busy season, which is crazy to think about. Just time flies very quickly. And Squidman, I'm not sure what you're referring to. CPA, remember when I told you? What did you told me? You've told me many things over the past months, so you'll have to remind me. But Brick by Brick actually was on the show a couple weeks ago when we talked, actually at this point, it's probably a month ago. I think he was on in mid-March when we were talking about the Series 4 Bricklink Designer Program finalists. So we had a nice little chat about that. A little disappointed with the results of those finalists' decisions. So kind of unfortunate there, but we're bouncing back. There's definitely other options to choose from the other series. So it's not the end of the world, but I think could have been much better. So that's where we're at with that one. And Series 5 is actually something we'll be able to cover in the next couple of weeks when I know the parts palette is out there and the requirements I think are out there. I don't know if Bricklink has already had their little panel Q&A thing that they typically have. I don't know if they've had that just yet, but I'm sure that will be coming soon, if not already. There's also a LEGO Ideas kind of I think they had an 80s throwback program thing. So, yeah, we'll see what comes of that. And, of course, we have Mrs. CPA renewing membership as a manager for 4 months. I thought we were kind of talking about that. Maybe you want to save some dough and cut that down to yeah, no, but I always, she's got to stay manager. There's still a bunch of interns to take care of, a couple of senior associates. There might even be, I don't know, do we still have any supervisors? I'll have to go through the list and see what kind of members we have on the channel. I think that's something I can do live on the show. Yeah, we do have one supervisor and a bunch of interns and a couple of associates, so it's definitely good to have those kind of positions here. And yes, some controversy with the gift with purchase, and that's where we're going to focus. Maybe the gift with purchase. I would say even the book, coffee table book, maybe not quite controversial, just a little unique discussions around that. So it's going to be interesting comparing those two like products, similar types of products, and then of course seeing what's been discounted for our May the 1st sales and May the 4th sales. Of course, it'll be very fascinating to see what we have there. Oh, and we got an update on the Series 5. May 13th is when submissions open. May 24th is when submissions close. Yes, we've got a lot going on here. LEGO, see, when I was first, and I think this might be something you all find interesting, and I'll get to you, Cooper, on that comment. It's a really good comment. When I was first getting into content creation, I feel weird using that term. I don't feel like a content creator. I just kind of feel like I'm throwing my videos out there. I'm throwing my ideas out there, and whoever watches them, awesome. Glad you're watching them. But when I was first making LEGO content, I was really kind of concerned that there wouldn't be enough content to flow through the pipeline, because of course I really wanted to focus at the time on investing, LEGO investing. Still somewhat want to bring that into the channel back. Of course, I've taken a little bit of a pump the brakes on that a little bit with the LEGO investing, to just kind of trying to figure out what kind of weekly video do I want to maintain, because I do really love the idea of a weekly Q&A type video. Obviously, everyone's doing that. It's not a new idea by any means. It would be awesome to come up with a new idea, but nevertheless, I really like having the idea of a Q&A, weekly Q&A. Obviously, Ryan has one. Tyler had one for a bit. I think BRICKHEADZ got one. Pretty much everyone has one. It's just a good way to interact with your community on a weekly basis. Of course, on top of these live streams. So definitely looking to build that there. And yeah, I don't know, content creator. When I think of content creator, I think of someone in their like early 20s who's just sorry, he's not in the stream. I know that for a fact. But when I think of content creator, I think of Brickmaster Harry. And I mean this in the best way possible, because he's like the prime content creator. Just that, like, I don't know, dude. Brickmaster Harry is the zenith of a content creator in the best possible way. But when I think of I don't want to necessarily be known as a content creator, probably just because I never want to do this full time. I always want to stick to this as just hobby, and if I can make money from it, awesome. We'll make money from it, do some cool things together, and it's more about making the connections in the community, which the Sitting on a Stoop podcast, and I'm sure all of you in the chat, you've watched many of those episodes with Shy. It's really cool to see all of the new members of the Lego community and how easy it really is. So easy to get into the Lego community. It's so easy to just become part of the I don't know, the foundation, if you will. It's really easy to become part of that what's the word I'm looking for? Thanks for watching my content. It's so easy to just become ingrained in it, and all you have to do is just be a genuine person. Just be kind. Golden rule: treat others like you want to treat yourself. I know I'm kind of getting off on a bit of a tangent, but man, it's so cool. Best way to get involved in the Lego community is go to Brick World Chicago. And of course, in the next couple of weeks, we are going to be hyping the brick out of Brick World Chicago. Let me tell you that. You all know it's going to happen, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Dude, Squidman, yeah, you're one of those, you kind of squiddle on in everyone's chat, and you're kind of just hanging out here or there, saying, I just spam comments in people's live streams, and apparently they remember you. We do remember you, and we want to see you at Brick World Chicago 2024. So let me tell you, I better see you there. And hey, maybe it would be funny if I didn't know I was talking to you, and then you like kind of slip a Squidman minifigure over to me. I think that would be hilarious. Welcome to the stream, Delusion Brick. Of course, I think it's been pushed back, jumping back to the 80s Lego ideas. I thought you weren't there last year. I don't know if I believe you that you were here last year. I don't know if I quite believe that. But Delusion is the new Lego Ideas 80s kind of little contest. That's gonna finish on the 26th, is it not? A week from yesterday. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to maintain the bi-weekly podcast format one more week, because a week from today we will be driving. Hopefully we'll already be in Florida for vacation, but we'll be driving down to Florida for vacation. I'm super excited to have some time to relax, some time to have a little bit of a break. Cooper, we're going to get back to this real quick, though. Want to make sure if you're new here to the stream, to the channel, go ahead and like the stream. I know many of you have already liked it, which has been super awesome, but go ahead and subscribe as well to the channel. Obviously helps out a lot. Check out, I've posted more shorts than anything in the last couple of weeks, and so weeks and months. Live streams and shorts, just trying to keep up some sort of content stream. Some sort of entertainment stream for all of you. So that's really what I've been focusing on. Just trying to make sure that, you have something to laugh at in your feed. And specifically, I thought the short that I posted yesterday with the help of Brick Fleet was very, very hilarious. I thought that was funny. It was great to make something funny out of someone's comment that just... People's comments crack me up whenever you have an opinion about Lego not being maybe the greatest in some instances. So I thought that was very, very hilarious. But back to this comment. The book should be eligible for promos, SMH. We are definitely going to get into that, as I definitely think that is some of the controversy behind some of these Lego controversies for the May 1st round of promos. So... oof, gonna be fascinating for sure. Welcome to the stream, Extra Bricks, and for whatever reason, the plugin I'm using doesn't want to pull in your profile picture, which is kind of a shame. But apparently, I don't know if this is the first confirmation, but the foosball tournament at Brick World Chicago is back. If you remember, Ryan on one of his vlogs had a little foosball tournament kind of hype thing for that. So it'll be fascinating to see. I'll be able to see it in person for the first time. Last year, I was not here for the bulk of Brick World, just for those couple of days. So, hey, that's going to be fun to see. And yeah, I don't know if it's a BYOM type of event. Bring your own minifigures, if you will. Hey, if you've got the top lineup of, you know, I don't know, Cloud City Boba, Mr. Gold and Chrome's C3PO, maybe a Tyler Life Bricks fig in there, dude, you're probably invincible, and you won't be touched. Let me tell you that much. Unstoppable. That being said, I don't want to get too far into this before we kind of get into the May 1st drops. And I know it was really helpful to see the ACOB stream this past Thursday, hear their thoughts on the May 1st release, as there's kind of a lot going on with May 1st and May the 4th releases. It's always really interesting to see how it shakes out. And of course, with the leaks, with the rumors, we do get these fairly early. So it's always, we know well beforehand kind of where things are settling, where things are sitting, what we're going to get, what the prices are going to be, all that jazz. Like, for instance, did we know about the TIE Interceptor UCS like last year? I feel like we knew that last year. We've known that, not a full calendar year, of course, but we've known that since 2023. But that being said, we've got some sets coming out this year, May 1st, and I wanted to talk through them because I haven't, unfortunately, been able to make a video, as normally I would make a long-form video about these topics and these instances, but I thought it'd be best take some time, quick on the fly, don't have to worry about editing. Oh, not like I edit my videos anyways. But let's kind of dig into our May 1st timeline. Not going to be a buyer's guide. I don't think we're going to get into it that much. But, oh, we've known about this for 8 months. That is wild. There you get a little peek of the and dude, shout out to my brother. I think his Instagram is 3D Printing Mania. He printed these two for me. Looked so good. I love that gold. Oh, that gold mask. You all, if you come to Brick World Chicago, you might get a little peek at these two things in person. Little IRL action. Alrighty. So we're gonna pull up the old Lego sets screen here, and we're gonna get a pretty good idea of all the items that are coming out. And I do want to need to do some adjustments. Let's fix this real quick. Okay. Always interested in hearing. So, Squidman, the hope is that in the next couple of months, we don't have the next couple of months for Brick World. In the next couple of weeks, I am going to be rigging up some sort of mechanism to be able to wear it. And I want it to have like the tints on it and then kind of a mesh for the mouth grill. And I think it's going to look, I'm kind of excited to how it could turn out. So pretty excited on that one. All right. So right off the bat, and I'm going to hide all the unnecessary stuff. We don't need to look at everything. Okay. Yeah, right off the bat, we've got Clone Commander CODY. Of course, this is nothing new, nothing too wild, but I wanted to start off with kind of the more basic ones, just because, it's always good to see everything that's out there and get a good idea of what's out there for the Lego space. So, get into the butt on that book. Oh, we're gonna talk about some butts here. He takes my breath away. He renders me speechless. CODY. Let me. Does Commander CODY have a little bit of a butt here? Am I tripping? Is he thick? I think CODY is dummy thick, if you ask me. Just look at that. You can't tell me the designers didn't do that on purpose. I think they nailed it. 10 out of 10. He's definitely thicker than Rex, if you know what I mean. So it's good to see that they're doing Commander CODY justice. I mean, he did turn on Obi-Wan, so I guess I'm not entirely surprised that a baddie like this would turn on him. So that's just the kind of world we live in. But $10, I mean, actually, I just thought of something a little off track. What are the chances, or when are they gonna increase? When are they going to increase the price of the Lego BRICKHEADZ, or are they always going to keep them at $9.99? I feel like everything else is jumping. When are BRICKHEAD prices going to increase? I feel like it's bound to happen sooner or later, for better or for worse. Hopefully, if they do increase the price, they're at least going to make them a little bit more detailed. Maybe if they were to make them taller, but I personally don't see the need in that ever happening. But, you know, Lego, you're always trying to grow. You're always trying to evolve as a company. And I feel like that's just how it happens sometimes. Also, Squidman, yes, that will 100% be a short. I know you know. Hey, I need to be able to recycle some of the content and make it a little more usable across all formats. So obviously I'm going to make that into a short. I mean, you can't miss that kind of content. You can't just ignore that. And of course, Lego has the little banner. Lego Star Wars Day Celebration returns 5/1 to 5/5, which is not news to any of us here. Squidman, you bring up a good point, and I think it's just part of the controversy with what Lego is deciding to do with their sets. He says, I just realized Lego put the 25th anniversary logo on this box. What's a 25th anniversary set is really becoming more what a 25th anniversary set is really becoming more meaningless. And I would agree with that, just because, I mean, you're right. A 25th anniversary needs to be focused. I'm trying to think, the 20th anniversary sets, they still had other sets outside of the 20th anniversary, the 20th anniversary module, or they really were kind of focused on that. And I'm wondering if they're just running out of ideas. Like, should they not have done a 20th anniversary? I feel like I kind of lean towards they maybe shouldn't have done a 20th anniversary, just because, all right, you did 20, now you're doing 25. I mean, should you do 30? Or do you wait till 40? And then do you do 40 and then do you do 50? But they did the 45th anniversary for Empire Strikes Back. It's just, man, these are things that you can and should very easily plan for as a company. It's really not, like, no one's asking you to do 25 years of Lego Star Wars. I don't think anyone was saying Lego needs to do this or they're just a horrible company. So, I don't know. Just something to consider. I think you bring up a really great point with that. But let's move on to... Yeah, exactly. Extra Bricks. Can't wait for the 26th anniversary sets. Hop Train. You know it. So, this BARC Speeder Escape better not be 25th. Okay, phew. It's not a 25th anniversary. That's good. It's just a normal set, which I think is important. Of course, this one listed for $29.99, so it's the same price as the Droid and Clone Battle Pack. Got 220 pieces, only 3 minifigs and 1 microfig. At this point, they are certainly getting their money's worth with the Baby Yoda mold. Of course, I know, along with maybe a couple of you, probably thought the Baby Yoda head was going to get a little, or not as much use, I should say. But with this one here, I mean, I'd say you take out this little useless side build over here. Take that out. We don't need a lamppost, and you just do this and call it a 25er. Make it a $24.99, which I don't even know if that's a price point that Lego uses anymore. But nonetheless, I mean, $30 for this. We'll pick up one. No one's using it for army building. No one should, in my opinion. Of course, now that the battle pack is out. Of course, these are going to be, once the other two battle packs retire, or I should say the 501st second edition battle pack retires, this might be our longevity for getting the 501st clone troopers. But I think at this point, I mean, if you wanted 501st clone troopers, you have 501st clone troopers. So I don't really think that's an issue. I'd say this is more about the build itself, which obviously isn't surprising at all. Not a hot take, not something new that I've cracked the code on. But that dude, or that kid, he's enjoying the crap out of these Lego sets, let me tell you that much. Either he wasn't at first and the director was like, dude, come on, it's Lego, at least pretend like you're enjoying it, or his mom had to go in there and say, enjoy these Lego sets or we're taking you home. But either way, he's having a fun time, and I know with these kind of sets, you gotta have some fun, we call swooshability and all that jazz, and this actually goes along fairly well with the Coruscant Guard gunship that I actually don't even have yet. I don't know if I'm ever getting that unless it just goes on a super hot, crispy deal. So it does pair pretty well with that, even though it's a different scene, it's still the same-ish ship. So, maybe it's not. I haven't seen Mando Season 3 in a while, so you all are going to have to forgive me on that. But of course, for Ahmed Best to get his own Lego minifigure with this head print, I feel like, have they used this head print in the past for... No, I think that's a new head print. But I do have to say that torso print is looking really, really, really fresh. It's a great looking torso print. I love the design across the chest. I know people have seen it in real life already, but I think that torso print is going to look really great for mocks or for whatever people are trying to use this for. Looks great all in all. $30. I mean, you're getting 3.5 figs for $30. Really, that... Whoa. Good little bit of information here. The Capon Kellerman Beck figure last came out in 2016 is like a $20 piece. So I have to ask, and maybe it says in the description somewhere, what material is it? Is it the soft cloth? And they don't have any description, more detailed description on it, so that's kind of a shame. Unless they're in the specs. Here we go. Blaster is building a toy. Yeah, I don't immediately know. It's a spongy fabric. Okay, so it is that soft kind of. I like those capes better, 100%. I would imagine they use that because he's got to sit here somehow. But is it that they've always been black? They've only given us the black cape since 2016? Because I thought Kenobi, in the Kenobi on Tatooine one, he had a cape that was brown like that. Maybe I'm off. Could be off, certainly. But, I mean, these deep cuts, these greater understandings of kind of what's the what is always great to have. And so it will certainly be interesting to see what happens with the price of those when these do come out. Obviously, they're certainly going to drop. If you can spend $20 on this cape separately, or you can buy it in a $30 set for $10 more, for not shipping or anything like that. Obviously, you're going to do that hands down, naturally. So it's always interesting when these little details come back for these kind of Lego sets. And of course, a little more information. For whatever reason, when they gave us dark brown capes, they have been the older material for years. Happy that the spongy fabric is back for dark brown. No, that's awesome. Certainly good to know as well, because that is not something I would have known. And I'm kind of burned out for Lego Star Wars in general, so it's gonna take a lot to grab me back into the universe. Now, when some of this stuff starts coming out on sale, is when it's gonna be really, really tempting for me. So that's where I'm gonna be. Let's move to we'll bounce back to some BRICKHEADZ, and of course, this one was teased for us a while ago. Of course, it's $55, and I think a lot of us. It's really obvious why a lot of us are going to be buying this set. And I think I speak for everyone when I say we're all buying this set, this BRICKHEADZ pack, for Jar Jar Binks. Lego knows we want Jar Jar Binks. Lego is finally giving us a Jar Jar Binks BRICKHEADZ, and they're putting it behind a $55 paywall. That is tragic. It's a tragedy, and it's a shame, and I'm highly disappointed. But hey, that's the world we live in. Got to spend $55 to get Jar Jar, and it's just how it is. But in all seriousness, I wonder how easily you can change this into Obi-Wan. What if you don't want Qui-Gon and you just want Obi-Wan? Okay. So just so everyone knows, the suspicions are that this BRICKHEADZ set, while at $54 right now, is likely eventually going to be around $30 come Black Friday, which will be more in the wheel park. Wheel park? It'll be more in my wheelhouse there. Not a wheel park, a wheelhouse. So that'll be good to know. And yeah, these trends, obviously, the discount trends kind of follow the same trends year over year. Unless a set is just selling like hotcakes and it doesn't make sense for Lego to put something on a discount. But oh, welcome to the stream, Oaktown. Great to see you in chat. I know it's a shame that Captain Rex isn't hopping in the chat, because I know he always wants us to talk about Lego Star Wars. And we're finally talking about Lego Star Wars, and he's nowhere to be found. It's kind of a shame. But, alas, that's where we are. I think, let me see if I can get a closer view of this mall. Because I'm assuming that's not a sticker. Someone might have to correct me. I'm assuming this is not a sticker. Because if it is a sticker, I just don't think BRICKHEADZ do sticker. Yeah, I don't think BRICKHEADZ does stickers ever. So I think having these all as printed pieces, like this Queen Amidala printed piece, fantastic, looking great. The printed Jedi robes on Qui-Gon, printed jacket on Jar Jar, and I think it is going to be fairly cool, actually, to have these figures, and then you put the little minifigure in front of it. So you got Jar Jar, BRICKHEADZ Jar Jar, you put his little minifig right in front of him. You got the Anakin BRICKHEADZ, you put the little Anakin minifig in front of him. Same thing for Qui-Gon, same thing for Maul, same thing for if you've got that, $150 minifigure of Queen Amidala. And yes, we have a Jar Jar fan in the chat. I'm surprised all of you aren't screaming for Jar Jar, screaming that you want more of Jar Jar. But we also have confirmation in chat that BRICKHEADZ typically never does stickers. And that was my original thought. So, as you all can guess, along with Stitch, we still have to get the Stitch figure, buildable figure, and BRICKHEADZ. Mrs. CPA needs to get that, because I've told her it's at Costco for like $50 instead of the 65. So if we see it there, why would we buy it at retail, full retail price if we know virtually without a doubt that it's going to be at Costco? So, okay, Barcelona BRICKHEADZ has stickers. I feel like those were specialty enough that that would make sense. So that doesn't bother me too much. But what does bother me is the fact that they gave Darth Maul the high ground. Why did they give Darth Maul the high ground in this shot here? That kind of blows my mind. And now we really know why they didn't include Obi-Wan Kenobi in this set, in this BRICKHEADZ pack, because they clearly would have given him the high ground. So that's kind of funny. But overall, great lineup. I think the 5 packs for these, pretty reasonable. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6. Yeah, because we've got Anakin as a little half dude. So that would make sense to not have him, or not have that in there. So, any other thoughts on the BRICKHEADZ? We're going to move on to the next one just because that's what we're doing today. This one, 80. It's unfortunate when a set becomes 18 plus. I feel like the price tag just jumps about $15 to $20 higher than it should be. And let's skip to, see, they're even holding it closer to the person, and it just doesn't feel like it's an $80 set. Has anyone seen this in person yet, or in a video where they're doing an actual review? I know Ryan has done virtually all of the May 1st reviews already. But I'm curious if this is even, or if it feels like it's remotely worth that $80 price tag. Remember, concentrate on the moment. Feel, don't think. Use your instincts. I see a couple of stickers in there. I mean, the models obviously look great. The set looks great. Phantom Menace pod race, in my opinion, very iconic. So as far as the choice to do this, I have no issues with that. It's just $80. I mean, you're so wizard, Annie. What I mean, I don't know if Lego is that brave and that bold to put something like that on a plaque. If I recall, actually, this is so Wizard Annie. But I digress. As a prequel fan and the Phantom Menace lover, with that being my favorite movie of the Star Wars 6. Personal favorites, of course. This one, in my mind, does make sense to have a 25th anniversary. 25 years of Star Wars on it. You can let me know, Squidman, if you think that warrants it. It would have been nice. I think the only ones that should have had, if they were going to cut it off somewhere reasonable, I think it should have been only the sets that receive the minifigs. Just like they did with the 20th anniversary. Only the sets that receive the specialty 25 years of Star Wars minifigs receive that moniker and badge. I just think that makes sense, and they didn't see fit to do that, which, fair. Lego can do as they please. Also, am I tripping, or is that just way too reflective? That is a very reflective surface. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, let's give you a little bit better view. Squidman says, I think it's fine, but still a tad unnecessary for the 25th anniversary to be on this set. This should be 25 years of the Phantom Menace instead, with a special brick. True. We are at 25 years of the Phantom Menace, and I think maybe that's part of the reason why they chose to have so many of these sets from the Phantom Menace, of course, because we've got, and by so many, I mean like, no, yeah, the Droideka is Phantom Menace. I mean, we first saw the Droideka in Phantom Menace, so that's an easy one for me. SITH Infiltrator, number 2. We've got the Phantom Menace BRICKHEADZ, number 3. And then we've got the Mos Espa Diorama, number 4. So really almost all of the May 4th sets are the Phantom Menace sets, which is actually kind of fascinating to me. I wonder if they should have probably had literally a separate line. Like, we've got other sets that are 25 years of Star Wars, and they get the specialty minifig, but then we get the Phantom Menace sets that get a separate brick. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense than what we got. But of course, I'm not going to expect of LEGO to make a bunch of custom bricks. But, I mean, prints, I've heard through the grapevine that prints are not nearly as difficult to manufacture than, say, a completely new mold. So, Extra Brick says, Extra Bricks wants an extra brick for his Mos Espa set. But I think... Apparently, the device over in the corner wants some attention. Well, I think that would have been a little bit much. I wouldn't expect that. I'll just say that. I wouldn't mind it, but also wouldn't expect for LEGO to put 2 plaque bricks or 2 of those moniker bricks in a set. I'm a funny guy. I can be funny when I want to. All in all, I think for me, so far, I think the 2 best dioramas to date is Dagobah Training, number 1. They're kind of interchangeable. Dagobah Training, and then the Emperor's Throne Room. I think those might be the 2 best dioramas to date. And that's with not entirely remembering all of the dioramas, as I don't even have all of the dioramas currently. But just from recollection, I think those are the 2 best ones. Now, moving on to the Phantom Menace set. This one is great. Probably should have just been $59.99. I mean, I know price per piece isn't everything. I know it's got a custom mold. Not custom mold. It's got a custom plaque here, and it's got another 25th anniversary brick. But... man, all these random $64.99, basically normal price plus $4.99. I guess it is what it is, but they are just grabbing everything they can from our wallet. Hey, Shy, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you in here. Don't forget to like the stream. I know you won't forget, but that's more for everyone else. So, also, based on the reviews that I have seen of this one so far, it looks really, really good. And actually, like I said, I probably would have done a full-on video for this. I did not due to time, but it's giving me super Bionicle vibes, which is obviously awesome. Obviously, with it being a robot itself, certainly makes sense to give off Bionicle vibes. With a couple of those Technic pieces, this does a really good job of taking the buildable style from the early 2000s and really giving it that polished look, and for good reason, using more system pieces, as I know LEGO certainly wants to live in that system ecosystem as much as they possibly can. And we've got a couple of these hoses here to look as wires, which look fantastic. And if I recall, their use of the smooth pieces here are so crisp. Looks so good. Of course, I'm spying some more Technic pieces. I'm trying to see which ones exactly they are. And then, of course, yeah, rolling up into a ball. Looks great. Now, something that does not look quite as great, we won't talk about that as much. Oh my goodness. Shy time is CPA time. Darn right. Is this like the worst? You'll have to let me know in the comments. Is this probably one of the worst mini builds or minifigure builds for a Droideka? It just doesn't. It ain't doing it for me, folks. It ain't doing it. Oh, dude. Oh, that's such a good point. Mrs. CPA says he looks like the Claw. The Claw chooses who will go and who will stay. It's little clappers at the bottom. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm gonna speak out of turn. Has someone who's seen more of a comprehensive review? Do those claws actually open and shut? It looks like you can spin them and close them in. I'd imagine you have to be able to. But if I'm gonna get any set from these, it's got to be this one. It looks so good. Honestly, if I could, I would sell my, what was it, the probe droid. This one blows the probe droid out of the water. It's so much better droid in general, so maybe from the outset it was kind of a given that it would crush it, but this one is looking really, really fresh. And we've got the printed plaque here. It's 1.83 meters. Okay, so it's about just under 6 feet tall. Deflector shield generator, 2 twin blaster cannons. Created by the CIS, Trade Federation, Colicoid Creation Nest. I actually did not know that. That's actually really good to know. Those CIS droid creators, Trade Federation, obviously always doing their job, making the best stuff out there, making the best in the biz. They're the name of the game. It's kind of a shame these ones didn't include a quote plaque. I feel like this one could have been really good at utilizing a quote plaque. Of course, it would have had to have been Obi-Wan saying, "Master, destroyers." Maybe a little boring, but hey, it's the first time we see him. Or, no. A better one. In the same scene, it would have been either Newt Gunray or his buddy saying, "They're no master for droidekas." That would have been awesome. So yeah, everyone, let me know in the chat what you think about this set here. I think it's certainly worth $65. Maybe 60 would have been like, yeah, that one's it. $65 is a really, really good price. But in this day and age, unfortunately, for better or for worse, I'm kind of always in the, man, I don't want to pay retail for anything anymore, which is probably bad because it means I'm certainly not going to get every single Lego set, which I've already come to terms with that, and I'm really shifting what kind of sets I buy anymore and just being a little more strategic. So, really love this one. Obviously, always love when Lego is utilizing and integrating the utilizing the Technic pieces, and this one does a really good job of doing that. And are they gonna? They're not gonna show. I do know there's a mechanic in here, and maybe it's down here. Oh, we're gonna get a visualization of the fact that you can make it do the cannon guns. All right. Okay, so you do have to flip them. Man, you're gonna get me demonetized. Come on, make the guns work. There we go. That's fun. Displays really well, obviously. I am really curious why they'd use those gray pieces or those tan pieces instead of like just, well, okay, they don't have black ones, but yeah, to, I think it was Cooper brought it up. I'm really glad they didn't use the blue Technic pieces. That would have been a travesty. However, Lego, please bring back the black pin to axle. Would have been useful here. And however, I am sitting on a gold mine of them because of all the Bionicle sets that I bought. So I shouldn't be complaining too much, but I think it's time Lego brings them back. Yeah, huge fan of that Droideka. I think it's great. So now we're moving on to, I think this is the last actual Ornithopter moment. Blue Technic pin to the max. $69.99. Pre-order today. Will ship May 1st, which means they're probably trying to figure out who all is actually going to want this set. And I'm looking... Could she... Did she not? Oh, snap. I closed out of it already. Let's see. Let's see how non-gentle she fired those cannons. Oh, yeah. She was very gentle with those. That's kind of funny. It was extreme. He was like, "Oh, don't want to break it." Oh, wait a second. I just realized something. And it wasn't like too much of a leak, but check out what's on the shelf. Lego Star Wars: The Force of Creativity. It was right in front of our faces the whole time. Maybe we should go back through and look at all the videos and see if they've left us any clues. Someone else do that. Unfortunately, I'm unable to do such a task. Actually, I'm going to do it right now. Okay, that's actually good to see how the ship is built. It looks like it might be a little smaller than the old one. I think that's the consensus across the board, or just a known fact. Well, that's not at all how it happens in the movie. That's kind of weird. No sneak peek teasers in the other one. At least the spring-loaded shooters are hidden. Normally, they're not hidden at all. Of course, we've got a new poncho for Qui-Gon, and we've got no cape for Maul. I feel like, if anything, this would have made the most sense for Maul to have a hood and a cape, because he's literally wearing a hood and a cape. Okay. Shonen84, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, so it's great to see you here. Here, I was hoping I could limit myself to the Notre Dame set this year. Oh, that's a good point. I'm glad you reminded me about that. Or I shouldn't say Notre Dame. The Notre Dame set this year, but it looks like I'll get the Droideka and the TIE Interceptor and the Ornithopter as well. Arg Lego. I will say there are some pretty fire high-level sets coming out this year. And it's always great to get those bigger models. It's always a wonderful thing to get those, and Lego is really giving us just that. Timmy K. Poindexter Jr. Esquire. I don't think anything in that name was sketchy, so y'all will have to let me know if that was the case. Thanks for joining in the stream. Great to see you here. Make sure you all, if you're new here, I know I mentioned a couple times for you longtime listeners. If you're new here, make sure you like the stream. Helps out a lot. Helps other people find the stream. Subscribe as well for future content, shorts, Lego content, just all around entertainment is what I try to deliver. So if you're interested in that, try to do streams every week for now. One more time every other week, and then we'll get back onto that regular weekly schedule. Try to do at 6:30 p.m. Eastern every week. And hope to see you all there. I don't know why, but it just sounded like I was wrapping up. But we're not wrapping up. We're still going. We're getting through everything slowly but surely into this set here. Of course, the main driving factor of this set is getting, well, partially main driving factor is getting that. And are they not really not going to show a picture of him? Okay, well, I guess this is as good as we get. That really crispy... Why am I blanking on his name? I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Saw Gerrera. Please don't be mad at me. I forgot his name. We're getting Saw Gerrera here as one of the alleged 25 years of LEGO Star Wars minifigures. And of course, he looks a lot more green, like forest green or rich green here. But based on the lifestyle pictures, he's got that muted, kind of darker. I guess this is more of a forest green. The other's kind of a little too electric looking. I love that cape. Looks like a great minifig. And I don't know if LEGO is just mocking us now at this point, where they literally put the perfect Darth Maul handle hilt in the very set in which Darth Maul is. And they don't give Darth Maul that size of hilt. Kind of a shame. I remember the first time I realized this set, or that piece existed, I think it came in a Monkey Kid set. And then they made it in pearl gold in a Harry Potter set. It's like, dude, what? Can we get a light pearl gray one? Please? I'm not even asking for a chrome. I don't need it to be chrome. I just need it to be his hilt. But of course, here we've got some wonderful pictures here with Qui-Gon. And we've got little Annie, and we've got Darth Maul, and I don't know if that's a new print. Someone will have to correct me or let me know. But of course, the big controversy, which I personally don't care. Dude doesn't have pupils. It's not like we all don't have a bajillion Darth Maul heads somewhere in our collection. So getting something new, a new print, I feel like is a little cooler than just getting the same old print with pupils. Like... And it's the new thing for Sith figures to have no pupils. Or if depending on how you look at it, he's actually back to how a normal minifigure looks. So if you think about it, with these two figures here, Qui-Gon, that's not a pupil. That's just more of like a little glare on your eyeball. Of course, you can see on my eyeballs, I've got the little reflection there of the light. That's all that's supposed to be. It's not actually supposed to be a pupil. So in the same respect, if anything, it's now LEGO accurate to where the pupils are, or the irises are red or orangey, Sith colored, of course. And then he's got the little glare, light glare sprite in his eye. He's got a little twinkle in his eye, if you will. So I personally don't have any issues with this being the case for Darth Maul. And like I said, we've all got Darth Maul figures in our collections, no doubt. So having this one, I don't think is going to be too much of a concern. At least it's not for me. So now it might not be a concern at all because maybe I won't even get this set. But that's a completely different issue. I will say though, as a kid in the late 2000s, this is one of the sets that I wanted the most. Because it had Maul, it had Qui-Gon. It was such a cool ship. The ship from the movie was one of my favorites, and really enjoyed that. So maybe I'll have to get it just for that sake. But I'll certainly be waiting till it goes on sale, which might not be for a full year. But hey, that's just how it goes as a Star Wars LEGO fan. Oh, we've got a legend in the chat joining our Toy World. Richie, great to see you in the chat. Welcome. I hope, I know we've been messaging a little bit because you're kind of just finishing up one of your busy seasons as well. Or you've been done since for a couple days now. So I hope you're enjoying some of that time off, as I know it gets very, very busy. And the recovery is going to be real when we finally get to Florida in a week A week from now, I will be in Florida. I will be on the beach. I will be relaxing. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. But let me know if you all are feeling this Sith Infiltrator. I know there's probably been comparisons to the old Infiltrator. Has Ryan done a comparison video yet? If he hasn't, I'm sure he will be doing one very, very soon. But I will be curious to see those. All right, now before we go on to the book, we've got the TIE Interceptor for $229.99. Wow. Look at that. I don't know how I feel about this. And I'll tell you why. And I've told a couple people why. Let's see if we can get a close-up on the cockpit. This is why. Well, they literally just showed us why. Well, you can literally see through the whole thing. And this is my first time actually looking in detail on these pictures. The silhouette, overall design obviously is great. It's fantastic, whatever. It's what it needs to be. It's what we would expect. But you can literally see through the whole ship. You can see into the cockpit here, no doubt. So that's kind of a problem for me, especially since we already had a design that worked well for that. Richie doing good. Internship finally calmed down. Oh, we need you back on YouTube. I know you've got a lot of stuff going on. I totally get that. But when you've got some time, I hope you've been prepping some fun stuff as your content. It's fire. And I know you know that. And you got to do what you got to do. So respect the break, of course. But with this one, Shonen might be agreeing, saying, that's a good point. And I probably otherwise I wouldn't have thought to look down, but they're showing us the flaws out the gate. And then, of course, it just seems to be a fundamental design that they've put on this thing where we've got these kind of columns going around. Actually, I'm going to look up a real TIE Interceptor. I want to see what the real thing actually looks like. Okay, so based on these designs, there's essentially no reason why they need to force these kind of this paneling here. Let's see. See if there's a better picture once again. Yeah, here's a great picture. It just feels like there was a lot of forced piece detail here. Like in here, there's a bajillion pieces where they didn't need to have that many pieces. These kind of cup around the canopy. And I don't want to be that. They cup around this canopy here and kind of underneath. And it's, I don't know how I feel about it. Yes, Angry Canadian, we are live. And Cooper reminded me at the beginning of this stream before I went live where I unfortunately put the scheduled time for 6:30 a.m. And I meant for it to be 6:30 p.m. And I know you hopped in and were like, yeah, finally a stream starting at a time that I can watch. So I'm really sorry about that. I hope you weren't sitting here like, when's he going live? I would have fixed it earlier, or when I first posted, I should have been more attentive. But if you're able to hang out for a little bit, definitely wonderful. Just talking about some Lego Star Wars, getting some thoughts on this, and all opinion, obviously. Overall, the design, when you look at it, yeah, you think TIE Fighter, Advanced, or TIE Interceptor. So from that perspective, looks fantastic. But just the details, I mean, we're here to talk about the details, obviously. So apparently a new piece here has come to light as a result of this set. And I just feel like they focused too much on detail where they didn't need to. And sometimes less is more with these sets. And I think I really liked the TIE UCS set a lot better than this one as far as the canopy goes, but it's just how it is, as I mentioned. Just how it is sometimes. Not everything's got to be the way that I would want it to be, so totally understand that. Now, one thing that I would like to not falter on or give way on is stickers in a UCS set in this manner. I mean, really? We can't get a print on this? I mean, you could tell for the picture itself, they really couldn't even get the sticker straight on. So why are you expecting us to get it straight on? I'm a little concerned about that. And I mean, overall, these ones aren't the hardest pieces, the hardest stickers to put on. I don't think there are any canopy stickers. Obviously, that's going to be a printed piece. But it's a shame when we get that many stickers inside of one of these UCS sets. Especially since all of these are largely the same sticker. There might be, those two are the same. No, they're different. Those two are the same. Those are different. So maybe, I was thinking if they had, two different stickers, then it would have made maybe a little more sense to just have them printed. But it looks like there was a bit of variety with those stickers. And here's kind of some of the same issues that I've been mentioning before, where the top canopy doesn't perfectly enclose the cockpit, and so it gets pretty open with some gaps there that I don't think should be there on a UCS set. And yeah, once again, that top-down look really shows all the flaws, or any of the flaws that would be with this set. As you can see, we can see this gap straight through right here. And these gaps here, these gaps here. So it's just kind of a little unfortunate, but to some extent, it's how it's got to be. $230. I mean, that extra $30, I mean, it turns into, depending on where you live, an extra $30 maybe almost makes it $250. Let's see what it'll be like for me. Yeah, I mean, it'll be pushing $250 with tax. So it's not necessarily the easiest purchase, as even with some disposable income, a $200 UCS set is pretty palatable. And I know you'd say, hey, $30, that's not that much. What matters about it? But I mean, it's just inching those prices up and up, and I don't know. It hovers around 1,931 pieces, and I know that price per piece obviously isn't everything. There's a lot of big paneling, a lot of big tiles in this thing to get the wings working just right. But I don't know, man. Oh man, I'm just spouting off here. So you all have to let me know your thoughts. I know you all have thoughts. Here, thoughts are pouring in now. I opened up the old TIE UCS, and I get what you mean. Looks like a more solid design, but I always prefer the TIE Interceptor. I agree the price is a bit too high considering the flaws. Yeah. Thinking about the old UCS, which unfortunately is kind of tucked in the back, so I can't pull it out right now. But it literally, I feel like if I took the wings off, I could play catch with it, and it's not going anywhere. This one, if you take the wings off, and I don't know how the wings connect. I'm pretty sure they just kind of sink in. But I feel like if you were to take the wings off and try and play catch with it, you've got all these little pieces that's going to fall off, that's going to fall off, all this little stuff, that's going to fall off, these bottom pieces are going to fall off. Like, all this stuff is just going to fall off, unfortunately. So, I don't know. For better or for worse, we're getting a UCS TIE Interceptor, adding to the TIE collection. And I myself have a collection of ties. Neckties, to be exact. But exactly, Angry Canadians got it down. They're going to get their money anyways. If we're not going to spend that extra money on a TIE fighter, TIE Interceptor, we're going to spend it on a battle pack. Obviously. Of course, LEGO insiders get early access to the TIE Interceptor starting 5/1 at 12. AM. Now, which ones are not early access? Are any of them not early access? That's early access. I think that's the only one that matters. Okay, we're getting to part of the issue. But first, let me look up the gift with purchase, which I think, do I already have it here? Where's that GWP? There's the GWP bad boy. Now, for better or for worse, I am not the biggest droid person. However, once again, oh, Squidman, I hope you're still in the chat, because there's your episode 1 Phantom Menace logo that I think we're literally only getting this for this gift with purchase, which now that I'm actually spending some mental time to think about it, that's kind of insane in the worst way. I mean, like I said, I think I've communicated it fairly clearly that I am a huge TPM fan. Love the Phantom Menace. Love the designs. Love the creations and the creatures. But, okay, oh, it is on the AAT poly. Let me actually, oh, yep. Firebird Bricks actually gifted me one of those. So if it's only on a poly bag and on this, you'll have to let me know if it's anywhere else, because that's kind of crazy if they're only using that in 2 spots and not actually putting it on a brick. So, promotions. Where's the gift with purchase? Oh, yep. I just had to scroll down a little bit, apparently. I don't know. Gift is free with Star Wars purchases over... What's it, $150? Is that the gift with purchase? Free troop carrier with over 160 US dollars. So it's a Lego Star Wars purchase, and then it limits, or it's kind of just known that at this point it's not, it doesn't count for the book. So the book doesn't count with the gift with purchase. And so part of the controversy is the gift with purchase itself. Is it too good of a set to where it should have been a retail set? And actually, I had a comment on Ryan's video, and I said, wouldn't it be the most Lego thing ever if next year or later this year they release this as a retail set after all these people spend $160 and then, you know, they spend $320, then they spend $640. Like, they're spending all this money to get 3 or 4 of these, spending $1,000 just to get, what is that going to be, six of these, and then in the following year or a little bit later in the year, they drop these for $30 to get, or $40 even. Lego has never done that before, so I would be extremely surprised if Lego tried something like that. I don't think they're that brazen, and I don't see there being any shortage of these Lego sets. No, actually, the opposite. I see them. What I meant to say is, yes, I don't think Lego is going to have any trouble dishing out these gifts with purchases, and they're just gonna be left with loads and loads of these boxes laying around. So I don't think we're gonna have that issue. So yeah, Extra Bic says we have seen that with poly bags, and yeah, I would agree with that. We have seen it with poly bags, but I don't think we've ever seen it with a full-on box gift with purchase. So, and I know, I believe you'd agree with me on that we would never expect that for something like this. So the controversy is that set itself, and then of course the fact that this doesn't count towards the purchase of your gift with purchase. I know a lot of people out there, they were planning on buying this and then just being $10 away from a gift with purchase. Did they put the term gift with purchase on here at all? Gift with, no. See, but it is eligible for, is it eligible for this one? Oh, didn't mean to click that. I don't know if it's eligible for any of them. Shonen says they'll likely won't. Gift with purchase is a brilliant evil mechanism for them to buy from their store through FOMO for all kinds of customers. Offering it for retail later bypasses that fundamentally. 100% agree. 110% agree with that take, which is why I certainly would not expect them to sell this at a later date. Okay, it's at the fine print of the droid carrier page. Do we have the droid carrier? There will also be an 18 plus limited edition exclusive. No. Lego Stars. Is it on this page, Cooper, or is it on the Lego page? You'll have to let me know. Lego page. Is it on the Force of Creativity? No, you said it's on there. Do you mind linking it to me? Are you in the ACOB server? Discord server? If you want to link it to me in the general of the ACOB, I think you're in here. Yeah. That way I can see it more clearly. Because I don't know if I can try searching it. Let's see. Droid carrier. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Extra bricks. What are you sharing with the crew? The book technically doesn't release until July, so that might be why it isn't eligible for gift with purchase. Which I don't know if that's a valid reason, partially because normally a pre-order, because it's basically a pre-order, normally pre-orders count for gift with purchases. You just have to also buy something that is, and I think this is kind of a hack where, and they allow it to my knowledge, and you all can correct me if this is wrong. What you do is you pre-order something that's eligible for the gift with purchase, then you buy something that's like $5, so you know they're gonna ship it before the pre-order. So they'll ship you the $5 CMF. They'll also ship you the gift with purchase. So you'll get the CMF, you'll get the gift with purchase. Then once you get that, you can cancel your pre-order, but you get to keep the gift with purchase. So maybe that's just straight up wrong. I do not know. I've never personally tried it, but I've heard that's a method that can be used. Or Cooper, I just messaged you in the ACOB Discord server if you want to drop the link. And in the meantime, we'll talk about this book. So, coffee table books. It's man, people saw that price tag, and let me tell you, the wide variety, or I should say the wide majority that I saw were taken aback by the price. So the price of this being $150, and I think it's important to get a concept of where the prices of these kind of books normally go. So to do that, we're going to look at the Star Wars Archives book. Now, this Star Wars Archive book is a book that came out in couple years ago, and I don't want to accept all cookies. Oh, welcome to the stream, Clever Pig. Hey, everyone. Dang, CPA looking fresh AF. Yeah, this is a little bit under a week-old cut. Appreciate it. Appreciate you hopping in the chat. So here's the Star Wars Archives 1999 through 2005. So it's the prequels, episode 1 through 3. And it's $200. So that's kind of the main point that I'm bringing this up for. It's $200. And here's how you can get how many pages. 600 pages. So we're getting $200 and 600 pages. Now, when we go back to the Force of Creativity, it's only 312 pages. And my guess is they're going to be about the same size. This one, they gave the measurements. 11 by 12. Okay. Do they give the measurements on this book? 16 by 11 and 15 pounds? Do they have a weight? They do not have a weight. That's a shame. All in all, I mean, for $200, you're getting double the amount of pages for just $50 more, and the book itself is bigger. I know Lego is in its own kind of echelon, but it's still Star Wars. It heavily relies on Star Wars, and I think they are certainly overpricing this thing a bit. I would say they should have just gotten a little less greedy and just done it for $99.99. I think a lot more people would have bit on it. But needless to say, I think it's going to be fascinating what kind of information we learn from this book. Packaging looks great. I do love that packaging. They didn't just do a little slide out sleeve. It is a full-on box that opens up, gives you a very, very premium feel, which is certainly wonderful. I mean, it looks really great. Time capsule, they even named it. How beautiful is that? And I do love these coffee table type of books. All right, let's see. So here's the controversy with the. Let's see. So we've got a little your gift with $160 or more asterisk. Now we got to find that pesky asterisk. Qualifying Star Wars must be equal to or greater than $40. Merchandise only, excluding Star Wars Force of Creativity. Approximate retail value. I think they excluded it mainly because it's a very unique set. Like it's not comparable, or it's a very unique Lego Star Wars purchase. It's unique to anything they've ever put out. So it's just in a different level of Lego Star Wars interest. And I would love to get it. I just think, man, $150. There's a lot out there that I can do with $150 that I would like to do first. But man, look what you're getting with this $200. General Grievous anatomy? Like, dude, full on anatomy of General Grievous. And one of the best part about this, one of the best parts about this is the fact that there's a $30 version that is still 512 pages. Now, I'm curious if it has all the same information. I feel like it would have to have a lot of the same information, just smaller pictures. I think, yeah. So I'm guessing it has a lot of the same information. It's just smaller pictures. For $30, Lego potentially could have done something like this. But once again, I did see that DuckBricks actually mentioned that we're getting sneak peeks on the construction builds that Lego was planning to do for Lego Star Wars before it got canned, before the construction system got canned. Could you imagine if we got a B2 Battle Droid construction set? Probably wouldn't have bought it at the time. And of course, we're getting these custom sets here. And we've got that Zam double face, which is cool to see here. And these custom, maybe precursors to the helmet line, before and after. Which honestly, that one kind of looks better, not gonna lie. The force of creativity. Oh, that's actually kind of a cool split. So all in all, those are my thoughts on the book here. Little overpriced. I think it should have been $99.99, or Lego seems to like that $109.99 price point. I think $150 for 300 pages is just a little bit too much compared to what we have seen that we can get for a Star Wars book. But yeah, extra. He's just trying to make it work, man. He's just trying to make it work. And of course, for any of those interested, they did have a full-on archives for the original trilogy as well, which had the same amount of detail. Look at this little advert for the Star Wars archives, which actually it's out of stock. Are they both out of stock? No, this one's not. Very interesting, very fascinating. So now let's move on to no, we'll just keep this a Star Wars stream. We're already what, hour and a half deep almost into this. So let's go on to, we're talking all about May the 4th. So to that extent, I'm gonna actually say Lego May the 4th controversy. There's Papa Rex. Aren't you you're the one that normally is wanting Lego Star Wars all the time, right? You're getting it. You're getting the peak content. Whoops. There we go. Oh, all right. Right before we move on to, I'm going to give you some of the juice. I'll give you another push again. If you're new here, like the stream. If you've hopped in late, give us a like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. For those of you who've been here from the very beginning, thank you so much for sticking by. I think Cooper's been in here for a while. Got some Coop. Squidman, if you're still hanging out. ACOB hopped in for a little bit, which is sweet. And then Extra. I think you guys have been the main groupies that have been hanging around for the most part. And then people hopping up throughout the whole stream, which is awesome. Papa Rex says, Lego's margins on the book must be too low to include gift with purchase or to double points. Great stream, by the way. Thank you so much. Appreciate the love. And yeah, actually, there is certainly a financial reason or financial motivation as to why they did not include that as a gift with purchase. So, there's some trouble in Paradash. I still figuring out all these Discord. I'm here for the voice. Whoa, Cooper! I've been listening while I'm changing my oil. That's pretty cool. The water's tasting a little funky. I'm here for the voice. Calms my nerves. You know, let's keep it a calm stream. Let's just be a little more calm. Got to turn up the sensitivity and keep this a calm stream. So to calm your nerves, I'm going to pull up all the information for the May the 4th discounts and the May the 4th promos. Double VIP, triple VIP, quadruple VIP is on the schedule for all of us. So we've got the list here, and let's clear this up a little bit. This was not provided by me. I I'm just a lowly visitor in this little list here. This was provided by those that know a lot more about this kind of stuff than I do. I'm just a mere messenger passing along the information. So we've got our May 1st releases. We've talked about those in relation to Star Wars. So let's go over to the May the 4th sales. Our double VIP, quadruple VIP. Actually, don't think there are any triple VIP, which is perfectly fine. Not too much of a concern. Right off the bat, we're getting... And now that I zoomed in, it won't let me zoom out, will it? This is not my spreadsheet. I do not want to take any credit for this by any means. And I'm actually going to have to refresh because I schwanked it too much. There we go. Oh my goodness, what have I done? Literally, what have I done though? What have I done? There. So hopefully you all can see that well enough. Oh, we can zoom in a little bit. Let's do 150. Sales begin April 30th. Promos begin May 1st. And that's honestly another bit of controversy because LEGO is really trying to make you decide. Are we going to... Yeah. Oddball, at this point, for better or for worse, I don't think that is incorrect. I feel like at this point we would know if it's incorrect actually before. I'm going to give my little speech before we share any more information about sales and such. But if you're new here, I would be remiss if I didn't communicate the channel memberships. There are several tiers starting at 99 cents. You can start out at 99 cents, join the firm here at the LEGO CPA. Yeah, Angry Canadians got the idea. You get access to all these awesome emojis. Made those myself. Believe it or not, I made every single one down here. And boy, let me tell you, we've got options. The more members we add, the more emojis I can add to the docket. So definitely consider, of course, starts out at 99 cents a month, which is about $12 a year. So if you just give up one Chipotle burrito or one Chipotle bowl with guacamole, that's all it takes to support the channel. Your color, your name would be that fancy dancy green in chat, and you get those awesome membership badges for the number of months that you support the channel. It helps me out a lot. Helps my LEGO addiction out a lot. Can buy more stuff to discuss about the channel. So it just overall is awesome, fun. Helps out the channel. Gives you a chance to kind of stand out among the crowd in these live chats. And who knows? I'm still working on getting some members-only streams. The timing is going to be the most important thing with that. And there are a couple members-only videos that, of course, our members are only allowed to watch. So hey, consider joining, consider becoming a member. Of course, there are multiple tiers depending on how you want to join the firm. So if we go, and the advert is almost done, everyone. Don't worry. Because I just want to show how... Let's see if they... Oh, they're making me sign in. Basically, there's multiple levels, so I tried to model it after a CPA firm, of course, because a CPA firm has interns, and a CPA firm has associates and senior associates and supervisors and all that stuff. So I thought it was fun if I model it after a CPA firm. So you too can join the firm if you so desire. All right, let's get back to the action. Let's get back at it. Okay, so we got the Emperor's Throne Room diorama. It's dropping for about an 15% discount. So hey, for those of you out there like me who have been trying to figure out when you're going to grab that, this might be the time to get that Star Wars or Emperor Throne Room's diorama. Can you find it places for cheaper? Yeah, 100% you can find it cheaper. Now, this is just a straight off the top sale. This is not for double, triple, whatever VIP points. This is a straight off the top sale. And this one does actually retire. These sets, actually almost all of these retire at the end of this year, barring a couple differences. So 15% off the Emperor Throne Room's diorama. The Ghost and Phantom 2 might be the most advantageous sale for the May 1st, or should I say April 30th timeframe. $129.99. That is about an 18.75% off discount from $160. So after, you throw in the sales tax and all that stuff, it's bringing us to about $140 depending on where you're from for sales tax, those of us in the US. And Oddball, I don't know if this spreadsheet is technically public. I can ask the powers that be what the rules are or what their preferences are on sharing this link. So I can let you know, and I can share the link if that is the case, but I will get back to you on that for sure. Now, I'm really surprised that Chewbacca only has a 17.5% discount. I would have expected at least 20%, maybe even 30%. So if Chubes doesn't sell out like crazy during this sale, when is he ever going to sell out? Probably never. So something to consider with Chubes. If you've been waiting to get him, it's still $165. I mean, my opinion, stay as far away from that one as you can. But that's just my personal opinion. Of course, he is retiring at the end of 2024. So something to consider with that said, as it is nearing retire date. Now, here is one that is very, very interesting, very intriguing. We've got the Mos Eisley Cantina. I have yet to get this one. Mos Eisley Cantina is hovering around, what's it, $350? Let me find this one. $400. So you're gonna get about $80 with the 4 times insider points. You're getting about $80 worth of VIP points with this purchase. And yeah, no, it used to be $350. Cooper's right. It used to be $350. However, with this, it's dropping that price to approximately $320. So if you have yet to get this one, you will certainly want to jump on this one. Do not want to miss that. And like I said, it doesn't make it a whole lot better than the pre-price increase, but it's still getting us back reasonably for that. So once again, something to consider. Retires at the end of the year. I think it was pushed back a couple times. I think it was maybe supposed to retire at the end of 23. Got pushed back to 1 year. So hey, gotta pay attention for that. Same thing with the UCS AT-AT. Price jumped again, but once again with 4 times VIP points, you're getting $170 back for that. Shonen with a real quick question. I'm looking for a join button on YouTube, but can't find it. First off, are you on mobile right now? I think that might change it. And I would say, I'll just say this, Shonen, if you are on Apple, on an iPhone right now, I would not recommend joining the channel on an iPhone because it adds 30% to the price of the membership. So let's say you join the 99-cent tier. It's actually going to charge you $1.29 to be a member. So I would recommend doing it on a computer And actually, on my Galaxy phone right now, you can see the join button. And it's not quite focusing. Off to the right, you can see the join button. And it should be the same. But once again, I would not personally recommend becoming a member on an Apple device, because it will raise the price. And I know it's a little fuzzy, but it's this white button here to the right of the name. Yeah. So if you have any questions on that, we can circle back to that in a little bit for sure. And let me know. All right, back to the Mos Eisley Cantina and the UCS AT-AT, which I'm going to double check the price. $850. Yeah, so you're getting $170 back for that. Not too bad. If you've been sleeping on this, that certainly makes it worth it. 100%. So if I were you all and you've been sleeping on the AT-AT, I have not been sleeping on the AT-AT. I got that right away because I did want the Luke's lightsaber gift with purchase promotion with that. So I already do have that, fortunately. Okay, here's another interesting one. Coruscant. Buying milk and bread. Coruscant Guard gunship. Exclusive to Smiths. Is that a UK only? Surely that can't be a UK only. Assuming it's not a UK only. That one retails for $140. So you are getting approximately $30 back. That makes it a little bit better. Not a whole lot. I mean, brings it down to $110. I think if you're diligent on the eBays and that kind of stuff, you could very likely get that for a much better deal. But hey, sometimes you can't control the prices and you just got to jump on these chances when they are there. Any news on that Death Star playset? I don't think there's any complete news other than Cal Kestis is in there. I'll share with you what I have so far. But this is 3-month-old information, so it's nothing too crazy. $199. Darth Vader, 2 Stormtroopers, 3 Imperial crew members, 3 Death Star troopers, 2 Imperial officers, and Cal Kestis comes in this set. Okay. We have... Actually, Canadian, we have an update. I don't know when this was. Oh, this was another 3 months ago. It should be a counterpart to the Yavin playset. So it's going to be a Yavin counterpart. Same style of, I imagine it's going to have 4 instruction booklets. You're going to be able to build different parts of it with your family, get the kids involved, get the parents involved, all that kind of jazz. Hopefully it's not rudimentary and as childlike as we've had some in the past. So I'm hopeful that we'll get some variety and some more details with that, just because I think Yavin, I was not a fan of Yavin at all. So, and Yavin had more minifigs than this Death Star one's going to get. So explain that one to me. But in the chat, oh, thank you so much. Shonen becomes an intern. He is giving up Chipotle, 1 Chipotle for the year. He chose to give up to become an intern in the firm. Thanks so much for supporting. Become another member. Jumping those members up. Always glad to have that happen. And the content is going to start flowing is the plan. I definitely enjoy making content. And if you like Bionicle content, let me tell you, there's going to be a smattering of more Bionicle content. I'm going to try to make it more intern or more... I'm going to make it more engaging for people that aren't necessarily Bionicle fans and try to clue in everyone. Hey, yo, Golden Kanohi. Okay. Moving down the list, New Republic E-Wing and Shin Hati's Starfighter. 4 times VIP. I mean, that one's retiring at the end of the year. So, once again, we've got the UCS X-Wing, which I think is, what's that, $230? So, another $46 saved there. Really interesting to see what gets 2 times VIP. Now, here's where it gets real fascinating. 2 times insider points. These ones are going to equate to about 10% back in VIP. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. That one's about $40 or $50. Tusken Raider. Oh, no, BRICKHEADZ. $20. $10. 10. $406.76. Is that not the one that's just coming out? Okay, so apparently right off the bat, when that 5 or 6 set Phantom Menace BRICKHEADZ comes out, it's going to be on double VIP points right away. Fascinating theory that they've got there, or methodology that they're using for that. Darth Vader helmet, double. Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter. And Angry Canadian, yes, 4 times and 2 times will be done for a specific Star Wars set. That is correct. These are double VIP points. And these are, you can see up on the screen, 4 times VIP points. Just to recap, 4 times VIP points are the Mos Eisley Cantina and the AT-AT, the UCS for both of those. The Coruscant Guard Gunship, the playset. The New Republic E-Wing versus Shin Hati Starfighter. And the X-Wing Starfighter. Of course, just to recap, that equates to about 20% back of your purchase in LEGO VIP Insider points. So keep that in mind. And back to double. We'll kind of run through these pretty quick, as I'm sure many of you have already seen those. We got the Obi-Wan Kenobi. These are all BRICKHEADZ, of course. Want to clearly communicate that these are BRICKHEADZ, as I think the side might be chopped off. The ones that are highlighted right now are BRICKHEADZ. Kenobi and Vader, Tusken Raider, Phantom Menace. You get 10% back on those. Darth Vader's helmet. And then we're moving on to play sets. The TIE Bomber, Pirate Snub Fighter, 501st Clone Trooper Battle Pack, Boba Fett's Starship, Microfighter, and then Kenobi's Starfighter. Now moving on to more helmets. Commander Cody, Princess Leia, Endor Speeder, Diorama, Executor, Superstar Destroyer, Diorama. All those retiring. Almost all of these are retiring at the end of the year. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. I'm actually curious. Commander Cody helmet. What is that retailing for on LEGO's website? Oh, sheesh. Still $70? Yeah, you might as well go to Walmart and buy. Everywhere, Walmart, Target, these helmets are selling for $50. So I would not recommend at all buying the helmet collection on Lego.com. Tennu Jedi Temple, 332nd Ahsoka, double. Yoda Starfighter, double. Spider Tank, double. N1 Starfighter, double. Bunch of mechs are double. Clone Commander Cody BRICKHEADZ, double. I'm just going to kind of slowly scroll through all these, read the ones that I see important. T6 Shuttle. Okay, the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack will be double VIP points. And then the MIDI builds, the MIDI scale, will all be double VIP, as well as the Moss S. Okay, so this is fascinating because it looks like LEGO is releasing these sets and then right away dumping them onto double VIPs. They can certainly do that if they want. But it's just fascinating that this is the case. Huh. I mean, hey, 10% off some of these prices is bringing them down to a much more reasonable space. Sort of much more reasonable. Not insanely reasonable, but they know, LEGO knows you're buying these, getting the VIP points, and then coming back and buying more LEGO sets. So it's not a lose-lose for them by any means. They're just turning over inventory. They're getting a jump. Maybe, actually, depending on how these VIP points compared to prior years, which I don't personally have that knowledge into just because I haven't been tracking these as much in the past years. But maybe Lego's had a very, very slow Q1 and they need to jump up these Q2 sales. I could definitely see that being the case. So definitely something to keep into consideration. And yeah, many of you could very likely use this as an opportunity to round out some of your Lego Star Wars collections. Maybe like Angry Canadian, you've been waiting on some of these sets to get. Or maybe you're just getting right to the point where you have enough points to get some of these Lego sets for free with your VIP or with your insider points. So, hey, it sounds like it's a win-win for everyone in this situation, Lego included, as they are going to be wrapping us back in with those sales, with future purchases. So it definitely goes around, and it definitely comes around in a good way, I think, for everyone. That being said, I think I've covered just about all I want to cover for today. So thank you so much. This was a really awesome stream. Obviously, when you talk about the Lego Star Wars, the people do show up. So I appreciate you all, some new viewers as well, for showing up. Much appreciated. Have some new faces in the chat, some new members. For instance, Shonen84 is the new member of the chat. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Greatly appreciated. Hope to see you on future streams as well. And always, Anger Canadian. What a legend. Unfortunately, Scott hasn't been as available for these streams as he normally is. But Cooper holding down the fort as our resident mod. Oddball, thanks for hopping in the stream for a bit. Richie hopped in, which was awesome. Shy came in for a bit. Looks like he was driving, so I'm glad he wasn't typing too much. Extra Brick hopping in. Mrs. CPA as well, obviously. I maybe asked her to do that. And then, of course, Squidman and ACOB holding down the fort in the beginning. Once again, thank you so much. I will not see you all next week, unfortunately. I will be at Florida with family, with my wife, on vacation. But hey, follow on Instagram, and I will certainly be updating my stories there. You can follow along the journey. Hopefully it is not I hope it's not eventful. If any of you have been on road trips before, you know you definitely don't want those to be eventful. Want them to just be kind of low-key, doing, just getting down the road, getting to the location. So we're going to hope for that. Excuse me. But that being said, thank you so much for everyone joining once again. Make sure you wave goodbye to Tahu and Liwa, and we'll see him. We'll see you all in the next stream. I'm just excited. For those of you who've been around for a little bit, for a chunk of change, the first couple months of the year are so busy, and I just haven't had the motivation to make the videos, make the editing, make the content, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's finally here. One more week to go, and then I'll be back making just so many things that I want to do, and I know that it's going to be worth the wait. It's going to be worth the work. So I'll be glad to show that to you all. Hope you all will be interested. Whether or not it's the kind of content that you would choose first, I hope you certainly would be interested in just checking out what I have to make. So once again, thank you so much, everyone, and we will see you in 2 weeks on the next episode. Very special episode of the CPA-fol podcast. Little teaser at the end. It's going to be different. It's going to be special, and I think you guys will enjoy the change of pace. But looking forward to see you all then. And until next time, episode 29 of the CPA-fol podcast in 2 weeks. See you later.